Hi, my name is Jennifer Hancock. I'm a humanist, and I watch a lot of Indian movies. And I was asked to do a reaction and a review of the Dangal trailer. Dangal is a movie that's coming up in a couple of weeks, starring Amir Khan, and he is one of my favorite actors. So I really do like him a lot. He's a humanist, as far as I can tell, in terms of how he approaches things and the sorts of projects he works on. His movies are among the most humanistic movies that are made in India. So I'm a huge fan of his, both as an actor in his body of work and also because of the humanism that manifests in his movies. So the problem is, I'm not a big fan of sports movies, and Dangal is apparently based on a true story about a wrestler who then teaches his daughters how to wrestle, and they go on, one of them goes on to win a gold medal, I think, for India in the Olympics. So that's apparently what this movie is about. So here's the trailer, and it has subtitles again. Disney movie. If you didn't know that Disney was heavily involved in Indian cinema, now you do. Amir obviously is producing this.
हर खिलाड़ी की तरह मेरा भी सपना था देश के लिए गोल्ड मेडल लाना जो मैं करना चाहता था वो हमारा बेटा करके दिखावेगा देश के लिए गोल्ड जीतेगा हमारा बेटा अपना तिरंगा सबसे ऊपर लहरावेगा रेसलिंग चैंपियनशिप में भारत की एक और हार मुबारक हो भाई साहब चौथी में चोरी हुई है
And he has girls.
मैं आपको छोड़ा ना दे पाई
A lot of girls.
गलत मत समझ मने गीता और बबीता दोनों ही बहुत प्यारी
I think Geeta's the one that goes on to win the medal.
सिर्फ छोरा ही पूरा कर सके लगता है गोल्ड मेडल के लिए भारत को और इंतजार करना पड़ेगा
देखो ना भाई साहब कितनी बुरी तरह से मारे हैं सुझा दिया है मार मार के
क्यों मारा मैंने ना मारा था
गीता बबीता ने मारा है
Of course they did. Girls rock.
शुरुआत इन्ना करी थी पापा मना को दिया कह रहा था बबीता ने कमी नहीं हम ना भी तक भी पूछा
मैं हमेशा ये सोच के रोता रहा कि छोरा होता तो देश के लिए कुश्ती में गोल्ड लाता
Gotta have a montage.
समझ में ना आई कि गोल्ड तो गोल्ड होता है छोरा लावे या छोरी
Gotta have a montage.
जो पहलवानी से इनका ध्यान हटावेगी मैं उसने हटा दूं
बहुतों की पहलवानी अब तक का लोग
एक बात हमेशा याद रखना बेटा अगर सिल्वर जीती तो आज नहीं तो कल लोग तन्ने भूल जाएंगे गोल्ड जीती तो मिसाल बन जाएगी और मिसालें दी जाती हैं बेटा भूली नहीं जाती
पहलवानी तो सिर्फ छोरे करें
हमारी चोरियां चोरों से कम है के
All right, so what I like about it, I like Disney movies. I grew up on Disney movies. I've liked their Indian movies so far, so that gives me high hopes for this movie. I like the basic storyline, and I like the fact that Amir's character has a story arc there, right? He starts out misogynistic, like, needs a boy, needs a boy, needs a boy, and then he grows to embrace his daughter's power and encourages them to compete in sports, which is, even when I was growing up, not, and I'm in America, it's a more recent phenomenon that girls are allowed to participate in sports and are encouraged to do so. So I like that aspect of it as well. It's a drama, so it doesn't look like we're going to get any song and dance sequences, which is fine. I like my dramas. They're good. And I do kind of want to see this movie. Like, my problem is I'm not a big sports fan. And I say that, and then I think, well, but I really like Mary Com, and I really like Sultan, which were both about wrestlers. So maybe I do like this genre, even though I think I don't. Or maybe it's just like I like the way Indians do a sports film. And I'm not a big fan of the way we in the West do sports films. That maybe that's what the problem is, and I just haven't adjusted yet to it. What worries me as a woman and as a humanist is, while I'm all for the message of, embracing the power of women and the right of women to be who they are, however that manifests. And obviously the women in this movie have to struggle with, how physical are they going to be versus, when is it time to be a woman versus when is it time to, play sports, as if those are mutually exclusive. And a lot of times those are treated as mutually exclusive. We do treat women who play sports differently than we do women who dress up and compete in beauty pageants. The reality is there's no one right way to be a woman, right? Just as there's no one right way to be a man, there's no one right way to be a woman. So for me, I hear that question, now it's time for me to be a woman, and I think, well, that's a false dichotomy. You already are a woman, you just happen to be a woman who plays sports. The problem is that we have societal norms of expectations about what a woman should be, and if you step outside of those norms, you can get a lot of social pressure on it. I like that this movie is addressing this topic, and obviously Gita is very, very famous. We in the West, in America, we don't know her unless you're in wrestling, right? But my impression is that, people in India definitely know who Gita is. And when I first was talking about this movie with other people, it was pointed out to me when I first brought up this, why is this movie about the father? Like, I appreciate the father has to take a journey to make space for his daughters to become who they become. But I would like to see the daughter's journey, and this trailer appears to be about the father's journey. And I understand that to a certain extent because this is Amir Khan, and obviously he's a mega superstar. So if you're going to try and sell a movie, you want people to know he's prominent in this movie. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have a movie that didn't treat the female characters as worthy unto themselves. But a storyline like Mary Com was all about Mary Com. And even Sultan was, had a whole section where it was told from the wife's point of view. And this appears to be mostly from the father's point of view. And so I worry about Gita's story getting lost in this movie. Now, obviously, I haven't seen the movie. There's a good chance that her character is fully developed, because that's one of the things I like about Indian movies, is that the characters, because the movies are longer than a Western movie, the characters can get developed better. And so I'm hoping that her character is developed better. And the sister, there's parts of this trailer that made me tear up. It's emotional because of the struggles, and I'm going to get emotional, the struggles that women have just to be allowed to occupy space in the public sphere. It's, even in America, it's hard. I haven't been to India, but I assume with the caste system and the societal norms that it's even worse, right? I don't know. Now, what I was told from some of my friends is the reason this is focused on the father, the trailer is focused on the father, is that the father because this is based on a real story. The father took a lot of crap for allowing his daughters to wrestle and but for teaching his daughters to wrestle. And so, his journey in terms of if we're going to create societal change is very, very important too, so that men have a model to follow that makes it okay to give space to women to compete in whatever field they want to compete in. And I understand that, but as a woman, I want to hear the woman's story, right? I'm a consumer too, and I want to see the woman's story. So I do like the trailer. It does make me curious about this movie. I'm not sure if I'm going to get out to see it in the theater when it's released, and that's odd for me because I'm normally like the first person in line to buy a ticket to an American movie. But again, this is a sports movie, so for me, I'm kind of like, it's a sports movie. Do I really want to see it? The answer is yes, I do. It's American. It's probably going to be as fabulous as all his other movies are, and it does look like it's going to have a very good storyline in terms of the moral development, and more importantly, the humanity of the people involved, the women and the father, and coming to terms with the importance of equality. So on that, I'm excited about it.